Afternoon. We're here with the Council Magazine once again, and I'm interviewing Councilwoman Crump of the City of Newark. How you doing this afternoon, Councilwoman Crump?
I'm doing just great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, definitely. We can start with the first question. I know you were a little busy earlier. First question is, how long have you been a council representative?
You mean the council representative as a
Or a
council member or council president?
Council member first.
Okay, I was first elected in 1994. I served until 1998. I ran for mayor in 1998. I did not lose. So that's 4 years. I then came back and ran with Cory Booker for 2006 to 2010, 2010 to 2014. What does that make? That's 12 years.
Yes.
12 years. It's actually 13 years.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Good math, definitely. Next question. A lot of individuals aren't really conscious or knowledgeable of what council members do for the city. I wanted to ask you, what are the duties of council members of each township?
Okay. I can't speak for each township because their charter may be different. They may have a different form of government. But we have two major responsibilities. One is to pass the budget. It's not the office of the mayor that passes the budget. It's the council members. And the second is to vote on the legislation that comes before us from the office of the administration, office of the mayor.
Okay.
So we have two great big, but I consider the third, and this is not a part of anything written, we are servants of the people.
Definitely.
And for me, very often, that becomes my primary responsibility, as it is for the other members of the council. So the two are legislated, and that is to vote and decide upon issues that come from the administration. Secondly, to adopt the budget, but thirdly, to be servants of the people.
Definitely. You are actively civically engaged all the time. I agree with that. The next question. Congratulations on becoming the president of the Council of Newark. What new duties and tasks do you embrace now?
I don't know about embrace, but I will share with you in as short a period of time as I can. Number one is to create a sense of unity among council members. We are human and we have differences of opinion, but in the end, when the store door closes, that we are of one accord, and recognizing the fact that we have the right to have our differences. My responsibility is to run the meetings. So we have 2 council meetings per month, what I call regular council meetings. We have 2 special meetings per month. I chair all of those. I designate, and upon recommendation, of course, but I designate members for each committee that the city council has. And we have a number of them that address issues that come before us, and some are actually recommended by the community. I guess my favorite responsibility is I got a chance to be among the people. Definitely. On a regular basis, and that's why I was running behind today. It's an honor and a privilege for me to stand and speak before others about this great city that I love so much.
Definitely. I agree. Next question. With the addition of Councilwoman Cheneyfield to Newark's as one of Newark's city councilwomen, does the council feel a little more liberated from a woman's perspective?
Well, I don't know how they feel, but let me tell you how I feel. I am absolutely delighted that there is another female,
Yes,
but there's room for more.
definitely.
There is absolutely room for more. For so long, I was by myself, and I'll give the guys credit. You know, they never dismissed me or treated me as a lesser colleague.
Yes.
I just like being able to have somebody who we're at conferences to go shoe shopping with. I can't go shoe shopping with the guys.
True. Great response. Next question, Councilwoman Crump. I see that in 1965, you became the first African American woman to teach Braille in the state.
Mhm.
Do you feel that more teachers need to learn this skill?
I read the question and debated as to how I was going to answer that. I chose to become a Braille teacher for a number of reasons. And I was actually headed for law school to become a rich and famous Portia of the bar. That was my goal in life. And a student advertised, a totally blind student advertised for a reader. And I answered the ad. I had never known a person who had different abilities in my life. And I kept saying, why are you doing this? But God always has a plan.
Yes.
So I did it. I accepted the responsibility and was so fascinated. My daddy, how he could read with his fingers, I switched my major. And became the first African American Braille teacher in the city of Detroit. But what I did not know is that my mother, who watched me work with students for a number of years, herself became blind. And she was able to transition from seeing to not seeing because she watched me work with those children all those years. So I believe God intervened and prepared me for it. Do I think there need to be more teachers? The answer is probably yes. But if you recall during that, well, maybe you don't recall, you might not be old enough.
Okay.
During that time, there were great issues for children who became blind as a result of being put into an incubator as a child who was an early birth. And so there was a great need. The need is not so great right now in the United States. It is great in other countries, developing countries, particularly in Nigeria. And I just got an award from them. There it is, right over there. I received it Saturday night for my humanitarian effort in dealing with children who have what's called river blindness. It's an epidemic in Nigeria, and we have to get rid of it. So, to sum up, the answer is we could always use more Braille teachers. The good news is that we have solved many of the problems that cause blindness.
Definitely. I agree. And you sort of went into my next question a little bit. The question is, I see that you're civically engaged domestically and in other countries. How has your involvement in Ghana's school impacted the school's graduation over there?
Well, I can't answer, I'll be honest. I have no idea what the graduation rate is. But I can tell you of the enthusiasm of the young people who are in, it's not called high school, it's called upper school, who are in the upper grades. I was just there in 2012, and I always visit school. I always take time and spend time with the children. Their enthusiasm for learning is unbelievable. they desperately want to achieve and to go back to their communities and help wherever they can. So the graduation rate, I don't know. I can speak to the enthusiasm.
We can edit this part out. So
Can you
no worries.
pause it for 1 second?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Midi Barak is on the phone. He says it's very important, or else I wouldn't.